Good afternoon. The faculty and staff of Carnegie Institute present the graduating class of 2023, our 76th anniversary class. Thank you. Welcome, graduates. In keeping with the solemnity of this occasion, we will open our program with an invocation by Pastor Robert Holt from Lake Point Church, Oxford, to ask for God's blessing on our graduates and the medical services they are about to perform. Please rise for the invocation.
Dear God, we thank you for this very special gathering today. We thank you for the long and prestigious history and work of the Carnegie Institute as they celebrate 76 years of service. We would ask your blessing upon each graduating student today who has worked diligently to complete their course of education and have come now to receive the recognition for their efforts. May the knowledge each one has acquired translate into the action that will help to continue bringing health and healing to those in need. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Holt, for those wonderful words of inspiration and guidance. To extend our formal welcome to our 76th annual commencement exercise is Natalie Afonso, BS MLS. Natalie is a graduate of Michigan State University She's the Director of Medical Laboratory Sciences at Carnegie Institute and an instructor in our medical assistant and electroneurodiagnostic programs.
Graduates, families, friends, and guests, on behalf of the Carnegie faculty and staff, it is an honor to welcome you to Carnegie Institute's 76th annual commencement exercises. Graduates, we are all here today to celebrate your tremendous accomplishments and to recognize your hard work and dedication. We would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank your family and friends who have supported your educational goals. They have also done a terrific job. Today, each one of you becomes a member of a very elite group of healthcare professionals called Carnegie graduates. You became a member of this group by working hard, studying, passing tests, performing checkoffs and competencies, and believing that above all else, you would achieve your goal. And here you are, completing the last piece of that goal. Your success and membership in this elite group is a privilege you have earned, but it comes with some responsibilities. Technology is expanding at an incredible pace. Medical advances are happening every day. New drugs, new procedures and treatments, state-of-the-art equipment, advances in computer technology and electronic transmission. Each of you has been given the skills to tap into and use this technology, administrative or clinically. Alongside the complex technology, there are more and more natural and holistic approaches to health and wellness and treatment of disease. Patients have more choices and options than ever before. And although that's a wonderful thing, making choices can be confusing and overwhelming, especially when you are already sick. Patients will count on you to be informed and knowledgeable. As a healthcare professional and Carnegie graduate, you now have a responsibility to keep yourselves current and never stop learning new things. The healthcare environment requires solid organizational skills. All of you will be managing patients, juggling schedules, enforcing rules and policies, making decisions. Patients need to receive quality care and feel safe. You will be part of a team that maintains an environment of comfort and safety. As a healthcare professional and Carnegie graduate, you now have a responsibility to perform your jobs with the greatest care and accuracy. The last responsibility, one that is easily pushed aside in the delivery of healthcare, is to always be positive and never lose your desire to support and encourage hope and spirit in your patients and the people you work with. As healthcare professionals, we are often called upon by our patients to be a source of hope. They look to us for a sense of peace when their worlds are turned upside down by a condition or diagnosis. They need to know that when we look at them, we see a person and not just a body to be poked and prodded. That when they talk, we are listening. You already know that positive attitudes are critical in healthcare, and you already know that some days maintaining a positive attitude is a challenge. You have the responsibility to remember that attitude is a choice. And Carnegie graduates choose positive attitudes always. You have learned something about choosing positive attitudes and strengthening your spirit these past months at Carnegie. Each one of you has probably found a strength you didn't know you had, to keep going and not lose sight of your goal. You have all reached deep inside yourselves and pulled out your best in order to get here today. Your spirit is the core of the person you are and the professional you have become. It will touch people and be an important part of the care you provide. You came to Carnegie Institute because you wanted to qualify for a career that provides satisfaction and challenge. You wanted the tools you'd need to be successful in this industry. Well, now you have them. As you step into your new role as an allied healthcare professional, you take on the spirit of the medical professional. Use your knowledge and skills and competence and accuracy. Appreciate your education and never stop learning. Always be professional and inspire others to do their best. And don't ever forget, you are and will always be a Carnegie graduate. We are very proud of your achievements and wish you the best of luck and a future that's bright and rewarding. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Natalie. At this time, it is truly my privilege to introduce this year's distinguished commencement speaker, Dr. Ricciardetto Scalzi. Dr. Scalzi is a medical doctor who specializes in emergency medicine and has been doing that for almost 40 years. He earned his Bachelor of Science degree and Doctorate of Medicine at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He completed his residency in emergency medicine at Maricopa Medical Center in Phoenix, Arizona. He is a board-certified emergency physician and has served as an adjunct faculty member at a local community college. Dr. Scalzi is also a voluntary staff physician in the delivery of health care at Trinity Community Care Clinic in Shelby Township. The mission statement of Trinity is to include offering free medical and dental care to those who cannot afford it. Deliver it with unconditional Christian love. I personally have the pleasure and honor of working with him at Trinity Community Care. He is truly a remarkable physician who delivers quality and very compassionate patient care. We are proud and honored to have him as our 76th anniversary commencement speaker. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rick Scalzi.
First of all, thank you for that introduction. Welcome, everyone, and I'm very privileged to be here as your speaker today. What I'd like to do first is just tell you a little bit about myself. First, let's just start with my name, that whole Ricciardetto thing. I don't know if you guys caught that. I was born in Italy. When I came here, I was Big Rick, and I had a cousin, and he was Little Rick. And it took until 8th grade before I realized that was my first name. Pretty shocking, but when I went home and asked my mother if that was really my name, she said yes. And my first thought was, you know, I'm 13 years old. I'm almost a man. Was there not a good time to tell me my name? But I want to tell you a little bit about where I'm from. I grew up here in Michigan, in Sterling Heights, not far from here. I went into medicine through Tulsa. I ended up in Phoenix, Arizona. And I did mostly trauma in the emergency department for over 30 years. I was the medical director of the city of Scottsdale for a while. And I've always, throughout my career, I've been an educator of paramedics, residents, and physicians. Oh, you know, I wanted to acknowledge the different specialties, let's call them, that are here. We have MAs, I understand we have business specialists, cardiovascular techs, echo techs, ultrasound techs, invasive techs. And then I was surprised to see on there massage therapists. We have massage therapists out there too, right? All right, I gotta tell you a story. I was in Phoenix, Arizona, working at my hospital. I took over a committee for a friend. I ran a committee for a month, and as a gift, they gave me a certificate for a free massage at one of the local resorts. I thought that was a good thing. I'd never had a massage before. So this was my first experience. I walked into a Scottsdale resort. You can imagine, dark room, you're laying down, there's oboe music playing in the background. There's, you know, all the aromatherapy oils in the air. And I made a mistake. I forgot to check off the box of whether or not I wanted a soft Swedish massage or a deep tissue. So I waited, and suddenly my therapist came in. She was maybe 5 feet tall, maybe 90 pounds. And my first thought was, how bad could this be? I just checked off deep tissue. Very bad idea. I don't know if you guys are old enough. I don't even know if it's still on television. WWF wrestling, you know, the fake wrestling. I was laying head down, so I couldn't see what was going on. But I'm pretty sure this little 90-pound woman jumped in the air and landed on me elbow first. Anyway, I had blood in my urine for about 2 days. So to the massage therapist, be gentle. I have a career of experience, but today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how it feels to be a patient. 6 years ago, I came back to Michigan. Shortly after I got back, I started feeling ill. I knew it was going to be something unusual because of the symptoms, and I started on a journey of looking around and actually becoming a patient. Went to see all the doctors locally, went back to Arizona, saw the doctors there, went to Cleveland Clinic, went to Mayo Clinic. Nobody could give me an answer. So it was a combination for me in being a patient of being frustrated and just being kind of lost in the system when you don't have a diagnosis. And there are people out there like that. Very frustrating experience, but I want to tell you about one piece of that experience. I was at Mayo Clinic in Scottsdale getting evaluated by a neurologist. I remember it was a Tuesday morning at about 10 o'clock. Hardly anybody at the clinic that day. And when you don't feel well as a patient, we have this tendency to think it's about us. So I saw the neurologist. He ordered some tests. They tortured me. You guys know what I'm talking about. EEGs, things like that. And we really got nowhere, but he ordered some lab work. And I went to the area where they drew labs, and I sat down in a room with probably 30 chairs. There was one young lady, couldn't have been 20 years old, sitting by herself in the front. I was the only other person in the room sitting in the back. And I was waiting for my blood draw. And all at once I thought to myself, you know, I should probably just get up and go sit next to this young lady. Now let me describe what I saw. 20 years old, had a pad on her right arm, what looked like a heating pad. Anybody who does venipuncture knows what that is. She's a tiny little girl. It's going to be a difficult draw. I went up and sat next to her and started talking to her. I found out that her grandmother usually drives her there. She comes once a year. She looked terrified. There's nothing in life like health care that can really terrify you. Sat next to her for a few minutes. They called me back first, but I waited until she went back. And when it was time for her to go back for a blood draw, she wanted me to go with her. She grabbed my hand and held my hand through the blood draw. When we came out, we said goodbye. I haven't seen her since. But I had a realization on the way home. And the realization was, gee, I thought that morning, that whole neurology appointment and me being ill, I thought the whole thing was about me. And it turns out all the way home, I realized it was probably not about me that day, it was about her. Sometimes very simple things can change a situation. There's even a Bible verse that basically says, don't underestimate the little things. So that was one of my experiences there. Unfortunately, I wanted to tell you, healthcare, unfortunately, has taken a difficult turn in the past few years. It's become very mechanical and somewhat impersonal. Anybody who's seen a doctor knows this. Doctors mostly come into the room. Their eyes are mostly on their computer screens and not on the patient's eyes. So we've entered a different era. What I'd like for you as a class, because you're going to be setting a lot of the tone in clinics, urgent cares, hospitals, wherever you're working, I'd like you to set a tone that makes it personal again. Make it about the patient again. Be excellent at what you do, but remember to be kind. These people are in a very vulnerable position when they're feeling ill. Share some of your strength with the patient. Sometimes it can be as simple as just holding someone's hand. How do you accomplish this? Well, first thing is try to get into the mind of the patient. Remember, fear plays a big role, especially fear of the unknown. Some of you are going to be working in cardiac cath labs. Talk about the unknown. I mean, the patient's awake, they might be a little sedated, and they're about to put a catheter in to invade their heart. Nothing more provoking than that to give somebody some fear. Patients may hide it well, but I guarantee you they have fear. It's human nature. Why am I telling you this? Well, you're going to be excellent at your job. You're going to learn more after this foundation has been set than you ever believed you'd learn. When I entered residency, I thought, thank God, after medical school, after what seemed like 12 years of education, I'll finally get out and get to do what I'd like to do. And then I found out that, my first patient at the hospital was a challenge. And every patient after that was a challenge. You learn more after this than you did before this. Seems hard to believe now. I'd like you to remember a couple of things. The first is be teachable. Things will change very dramatically, as was already stated, in the next few years. What was old will become new again, and what was new will eventually fade away. That's the nature of medicine. You'll find there's more than one way to get something done, and that's okay. And then the other thing is be humble. Knowing what you know is really good, but knowing what you don't know and what'll change is really important to keep in mind. I want to tell you a short story and leave you with this. So when I was in medical school, we had an old psychiatrist that came in to teach us. By the way, psychiatrists and neurologists, some of the smartest guys in medicine, they don't comb their hair. I don't get it. It's like every picture you've seen of Albert Einstein, their hair is just sticking up everywhere. Smartest guy, but this gentleman was the same. He'd come in, uncombed hair. He tried to get some of us to go into psychiatry. And I remember something, never had to write it down, that he told us that applies, and I want you to remember this when you deal with patients. He said, if you can get somebody to sit on a couch and talk about themselves for 20 minutes, you can find out what the problem is. And the problem is always going to be one of three things. People only need, he said, three things. They need someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for. Okay, so the first two we can take care of. Medicine doesn't need to worry about that. The third one is something we need to talk about. You're going to meet people that really have not much to hope for. They've been told some things by doctors. Maybe they're afraid of the testing they're about to get. They don't know what the answer is going to be. If somebody ordered the test, they're going to be suspicious, and that's going to make the patient uncomfortable. Remember that. In the midst of their uncertainty, try to share some of your hope with them. I want to congratulate the class of 2023. I'm proud of your choice. Medicine and paramedical allied medicine, it's an incredible, noble choice. Welcome to the field of healthcare. Helping people is a great way to spend your life. Remember one last thing. Patients will always appreciate your excellence, but they'll never forget your kindness. Congratulations, class. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, Dr. Scalzi, for those very meaningful words. I know that your remarks have made a lasting impression on the minds of our graduates, and we really appreciate you being with us today. Thank you. We are fortunate to have a gifted musician with us today, Christopher Holt, who played the Pomp and Circumstance graduation march so beautifully at the beginning of our ceremony. He will now play another musical treasure for us as we prepare for the awarding of the diploma scrolls. Thank you for sharing that beautiful piece with us, Chris. And now, we come to the highlight of every graduation exercise, which all graduates look forward to with anticipation and hope, the presentation of the diploma scrolls. The actual diplomas will not be presented at this time because fourth quarter exams were just completed in the last few days and we are still tabulating grades. The graduates will receive their diplomas in the very near future. We will now have the presentation of the diploma scrolls.
And first, the graduates of our Medical Assistant Program.
Aya Awada. Alicia Y. Lopez. Jermeen M. Mansour. Lucille M. Mayer. Lisbeth L. Pinedo Garcia. Laura Tiroli. Alexander A. Zoll.
And now, the graduates of our Medical Business Specialist Program.
Kristen N. Amico, graduating with honor, and Kristen is a Carnegie Scholastic Award recipient. This award is presented to the graduate with the highest scholastic average and performance, in all areas of our curriculum. This individual should also be well-rounded in her skills and performance and should exemplify those qualities most sought after in the medical field. Congratulations, Kristen. Veronica S. Lamb Woods.
And now, the graduates of our Massage Therapy Program.
Noor Abdallah. Emmanuel Butinku. Elena M. Compton. Claudia Lomelli. Travis L. Mosley. Maria L. Slabaugh. Monte C. Willis. Jungi Yang.
And now, the graduate of our CT program. Cardiology technician.
Tetiana Baraniuk.
And now, the graduates of our cardiovascular technologist program.
Yasmin Ajami. Misbah Ali. Radab Alkas Aliyah. Caitlin Griffith. Nicole A. Hartford. Diana F. Hamis. Sonia E. Kohler. Sarah R. Mohammed, graduating with honor and recipient of the Carnegie Scholastic Award. Kirstine M. Myers. Doreen Nissen. Rita G. Razuki. Holly F. Sherman. Sandy Tobiah. Enza M. Ward. Amber N. Wayman.
And now, the graduates of our cardiac electrophysiology technologist program.
Suad S. Al-Chalabi. Christina M. Herrick, graduating with honor and recipient of the Carnegie Scholastic Award. Jasmine D. Lawrence. Jasmine B. Mitchell. Tiffany M. Monart. Renee F. Zollner, graduating with honor.
And now, the graduates of our invasive cardiovascular technologist program.
Ayad A. Azo. Bessie Adabong. Joey J. Marshall. Fallon G. Schiller.
And now, the graduates of our vascular technology program.
Haneen A. Abu Salah. Kuratul A. Ashraf, graduating with honor. Layla D. Fakuri, graduating with honor, and recipient of the Carnegie Scholastic Award. Alyssa M. Mitchell. Georgina Sparks.
And now, the graduates of our electro-neurodiagnostic technologist program.
Julia A. Bathish, graduating with honor. Sean R. Wazinski. Ejetina Gaspry. Taylor B. Gratschek. China M. McMurdy. Susha X. Schutten. Richard P. Stork, graduating with honor, also the Scholastic Award recipient. Kaylin C. Viselli, graduating with honor. Alyssa A. Walker.
And now let's have a big round of applause for all of our graduates. Woo-hoo! Congratulations, you guys. And now it is my greatest pleasure to introduce Bonnie Normile, our Director of Education.
For many years, it has been a Carnegie Institute tradition during commencement to recognize the outstanding achievements of one of our graduates. We have recognized our award recipients for their traditional roles and have given special recognition to those graduates who have extended their career options. They have achieved outstanding performance in clinical roles, administrative specialties, management, and extended performance in the technical roles in the field. And the exciting thing is, they all receive their very important Head Start at Carnegie Institute. Today, we have the pleasure of presenting the Carnegie Institute Outstanding Alumna Award to a very special graduate, Mrs. Elizabeth Lask Jagenberg, B.S., RCES. Elizabeth Lask Jagenberg's educational journey began at Carnegie Institute, where she graduated from the Medical Assistant Program in 2016 and from the Cardiac Electrophysiology Technologist Program in 2018. Prior to graduating in 2018, Elizabeth was hired at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital in Ann Arbor as a cardiac EP technologist. While actively working at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital, Elizabeth earned a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in 2020, minoring in healthcare management at Siena Heights University. She received 90 college credits out of the required 120 credits from her Carnegie Institute education, 90 out of 120. This assisted her in achieving an accelerated degree. Elizabeth is nationally credentialed as a registered cardiac electrophysiologist specialist through CCI, which is Cardiovascular Credentialing International, and plans to sit for the IBRIS next year, another very big critical exam. Cardiac EP technologists play a critical role in hospital cardiac EP labs by assisting physicians in various diagnostic and therapeutic procedures in the detection and treatment of electrical abnormalities of the heart, such as atrial fibrillation, ablation, and pacemakers. Currently, Elizabeth is a clinical mapping specialist employed with Biosense Webster, Johnson & Johnson. Her role as a clinical specialist includes knowledge of medical device products, demonstration of cardiac mapping procedures, and proper preparation and surgical use of specific target specialty products, such as cardiac ablation, a very common treatment for atrial fibrillation. 7 years of dedicated cardiovascular experience have passed, and Elizabeth's professional career advancements are impressive. Elizabeth understands firsthand the essential contributions of a competent allied health technologist and strives to model the skill and positivity of a professional in this dynamic field. We are so proud to be able to call her a Carnegie Institute graduate and celebrate her professional accomplishments at our 76th commencement exercise. Carnegie graduates and guests, it gives me distinct pleasure to present this year's Outstanding Alumna Award to Mrs. Elizabeth Lask Jagenberg.
I had to set that down first. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful introduction. First of all, I would like to thank the Carnegie staff for the honor of this award. I'm so beyond blessed and thankful to God to have had the opportunity to learn and grow here. Carnegie gave me the skills both professionally and academically to be able to be successful in my career today. So thank you. Class of 2023, you made it. I remember, okay, yeah, clap for that one. Yep. I remember sitting in those same seats 5 years ago, wondering where this new career would take me. I was a bubbly 21-year-old, excited and afraid of what the future would hold. Throughout my time in the field, I learned that every day is like an interview. Whether your goals are to move into the industry field one day like me, or make a home for yourself in a lab, hospital, or clinic, it's important that you keep good rapport with staff and physicians. You never know when you'll need those connections one day. Another important aspect is never forget the basis of what we do every day, and that is caring for patients. No matter our academic, financial, and personal goals, we know that patients and patient care always comes first, no matter what. I want to leave you with a statement on kindness that I often refer to, and it reads, "Kindness is one of the most forgotten yet most wonderful gifts you could give. It heals wounds and brightens days. It brings us together and reminds us that we are more similar than we are different. Sometimes it's easier to be cold and distant and harder to be warm and vulnerable. Choose kindness always. Be an encourager. Be someone who helps others. Give love, have compassion, and always stay humble. It's the little acts of kindness that make the biggest difference. I look forward to hearing where this journey will take all of you. So congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, Liz. We're very proud of you. We will now have the recitation of the Code of Ethics. The recitation of the code will be led by our faculty members, who will gather over by that microphone. A copy of the code is printed on the inside last page of the program, enabling all of you to follow along with the recitation. And I'm going to ask all the graduates to please stand. You will be reciting this recitation. And our faculty will collect over by the microphone there. This is official, graduates. You're going to raise your right hand as you do this. Make sure you can see somebody's program.
I do solemnly pledge that in the performance of my duties as a medical associate, I will endeavor to serve the medical profession with utmost dignity and proficiency,
Utilizing my training and technical skills to the best of my ability. I shall never attempt to make or suggest a diagnosis under any circumstances. I shall not discuss or divulge any information regarding the case history, diagnosis, or laboratory findings of any patient other than with members of the staff assigned to care for that particular patient. I will extend courtesy and cooperation at all times to all members of any medical, surgical, or laboratory staff. I will observe the golden rule, abide by it, and remember that I am serving humanity, not myself. And finally, realizing that any violation of this code of ethics will bring discredit not only to our own society, but to the medical profession as well. I hereby pledge to do my utmost to maintain the high standards which have always been associated with the practice of medicine and its related fields. You can be seated. Good job. You're official.
My thanks to all who contributed their time and talents to helping to make this 76th commencement exercise a day to remember. You have heard and hopefully felt the message that we are conveying today. This is about the commitment of Carnegie Institute to the attainment of a goal. That goal is for you to be the finest and most passionate healthcare professional ever. I want to thank the administration, staff, and faculty for their tremendous performance and commitment, all truly the finest. And may I extend my personal congratulations to you, our graduates. Carry with you the spirit and passion of Carnegie Institute always. Give yourself and your skills to your patients always. Maintain your passion and professionalism always. Good luck, Godspeed, and remember, hold your head high with confidence and pride. You are a Carnegie graduate.
Thank you, Ms. Normand. We will now bring our commencement ceremony to a close with a benediction from Pastor Holt. Following the benediction, guests, we ask that you please stay seated while our graduates exit the auditorium first. Please rise for the benediction.
Congratulations, graduates. Would you pray with me, please? And now may the God of peace, who comforts us when we suffer, give us the grace, love, and determination to bring comfort to others when they suffer. And may the use of our knowledge, our skills, and abilities cause the world around us to be a healthier and more wholesome place for everyone to live. Amen.